Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, an epic Terran versus Protoss. I am excited to bring you this best of 3 from players you might not see quite as much of, which sometimes and often makes for the most interesting matches. Let me introduce. In the bottom left, the Protoss player from Europe, it's GungfuBanda. We don't have a card? Oh, he's just plays dramatic games against players we like? Oh, okay. So he's Showtime. In the top right, the Terran, sweeping away the competition. Honestly, one of the slowest, but also most creative Terran players, it's GuMiho. He actually averages only around 300 APM, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But Maru and Clem, you regularly 400 to 450. GuMiho relies a lot more on his mechanics. And I don't mean his macro. I mean for his builds. The mech builds, the mech units, and leaning on them. He's called the Towel Terran because he plays with his mouse in a towel. Because he's the sweatiest nerd out there. Because he has a condition called hyperhidrosis, which we all know about because it was kind of weird when he played the GSL finals with a towel around his mouse, and it was explained. He sweats a lot. And otherwise, the mouse will be unplayable. So that's... He actually just has it. Well, it works for him, but it might slow down the APM a little bit. At least he's gotten this far. Banda recalls. I love that. So, it's not so much about... Did he know? Did he notice? It's not so much about the actual value of the probe or the potential chrono boost. It's about sending a message. Okay? You lock my probe in, I'm gonna get him out anyways. I think recalling the probe economically is not quite worth it compared with just chrono boosting more. But for morale, amazing. Right up until the Reaper hunts that probe and its friends across the map, and your Adept isn't quite there in time. But that second part, not accurate. The Reaper driven away. No probe kills. Good start for Banda. Quanti Council on the way. He has the semi-wall at the front, I think, expecting potentially Hellion builds. Against any sort of early factory aggression, having this wall off is helpful. It can be used against you in the form of things like tank pushes, but really just shutting down this early pressure. Well, Reaper being annoying, which is essentially half its job description. But wait, what's that? Another Reaper in the main! Oh no! Wait a sec, Banda's not reacting. Though, GuMiho doesn't quite... he gets 2 kills. He spots the Twilight. Is he... wow, he better not get out. Oh my god. Oh god. He's not gonna make it. Oh my god. Ah! He healed! And then he just said, come on. Meanwhile, though, another Reaper! The revolving door! And taken down, but... Okay. Was it worth it? That was a hectic opener there. It was just the 2. He got 3 probes. He got a full scout. Was it worth double gas and losing both Reapers? So far, this series has been about principles. Recalling the probe, being incredibly annoying with those Reapers. These are the principles. They're losing an Adept, but saying I got information. Ah, yes. The Clone Wars have begun. A bit of a sloppy start from both sides. Can you hit the assimilator with the Cyclone lock on? Because I know you can easily siege it up. You could actually warp in, as we saw in Estrella versus Showtime. You should go watch that after this. Cue it up. I'll give you a moment. I'm not going to say anything. And if you can't figure out your way around YouTube that quickly, well, you know what? Just let Loco autoplay after, why don't you? Smash that like button and we're back into it. Robo Bay. We got a starport. Wow, quite a late starport, but early factory push. 2 tanks. This is kind of like a bio-curious opener here, where you have your main army is mech, but the Marines and the bio upgrades are getting added in. GuMiho acknowledging that just straight up mech units are usually not ideal against Protoss, but that, wow, he's just pushing through the center here. He's up against Blink Stalkers, which is a little bit questionable. We'll see how it works out. On paper, which we don't play on paper, this is not a tabletop. It's a towel top for GuMiho, but this should easily be crushed. Like, that is not 2 tanks, no medevacs. Banda doesn't know there's no medevacs. He doesn't know there's nothing else. Well, now he knows there are 2 tanks in a very awkward positioning. Combat shield was... Oh, combat shield and stim here. GuMiho is getting away with a lot at the moment. Whoop, nice blink to the side. Snaps up the clone. And then the tanks snap right back. Gets 2 stalkers. Jimmy... Okay, so they're not using... This was a problem. I just wanna spend a moment complaining about pro players. Because while we were casting, I have a playlist on that... Okay, on that same Estrella versus Showtime game is a playlist of the games I cast live on the B stream, on the ESL Archives channel. So, yeah, now you're regretting being lazy. That's what I thought. But a lot of the players, we would request they use the fancy observer mod that allows you to see the mini-map icons and like the battle overlay and stuff. And then they just wouldn't do it. And what am I gonna do? Say restart the game? Like, these pro gamers, all right, just can't live with them, can't live without them. So we're stuck with just a pretty solid. But we have the cooler ones. It's just, if you don't see it, it's because the players wouldn't set it up and they started the game too quick. All right, so maybe we'll have it in the next one. I wanted to see how much damage was actually done, but the summary is 1 Cyclone. GuMiho's been very efficient so far, but Banda already has a 3rd. Forge on the way. GuMiho's finishing his 3rd. Some chew toy depots out here for charge lots and just anything that gets close enough but not too close to get distracted by. That's most of their purpose. Wow, a Ghost Academy? GuMiho is all about quality units. He's not like a super technical player, but he is not going to shy away from getting those ghosts. Ghosts are never bad against Protoss. They're not always the best choice, but they're never bad. Every Protoss unit has shields. Name me an exception. So, a single EMP can do a huge amount of damage to any army. They're not a bad fighting unit themselves either. There's just sometimes, like, against maybe disruptors, where things like liberators take precedence. Sensor tower. Puts it out there. Oh, you're gonna build that 3rd command. Look at GuMiho. Look at that. What is this? What is this? This is the idea. This is like a put it on the box sort of defense. This is not an actual tank line. Okay? Make sure all the units are spread out so you can actually see stuff. But that's not how fight... Oh my god, Banda with the fake prism. The stim on all the Marauders and the Marines to chase it, and he still doesn't catch it. Did he realize it was... He chases it, he boosts away. Oh my god, he's biting so hard he's gonna chip a damn tooth. I don't... Oh my god. Oh... Did he figure it out? God damn. That was the most effective hallucination since the Hydra days, and he's still waiting for it. There is no prism. It was halluc. Why is there a Reaper? The mid-game scouting Reaper, the staple of everyone who misclicks a Reaper at the 10-minute mark. Wow, that prism was that fake prism was so good. Any sort of he now knows GuMiho is 1, he doesn't have the army to move out on the field. 2, he's incredibly scared of warp prisms. 3, it's going to be a defensive game. Like, just based on everything he saw with the Prism and GuMiho's movements, he knows we're going to the later game. So, Banda, double upgrades. Dark Shrine, bit of a supply block for a real Prism, but chrono boosting the upgrades, adding a fourth. The mini-map is an absolute mess right now with Banda's units. And, of course, in a good way. He's got charge lots coming every direction. He's got one at the fourth. He's got some observers out there. Just tanks. The tank guarding the sensor tower. Meanwhile, how many tanks did he actually get out of the EMP he did? There's only 4 tanks. The way GuMiho plays, it makes it feel like it's 3 times that number. Those tanks are just out there. Banda's at 85 probes, but GuMiho is at 79 SCV, so it's a macro game. We flirted with some early aggression, but we settled down. We grew up into real macro players now. Blink on the way from the Dark Shrine. The double Ds of destruction. Disruptors and Dark Templar. Meanwhile, the Disruptors are a little late over here. Shockwave's done on the EMP, which means they'll hit essentially the entire screen. Oh, that's a real Prism. Though, I don't know if warping in right now is the ideal. There's a lot of robo units here. Shooting over the top. Some of the Zealots can't help but go for the rocks. EMPs onto the Nexus to soften it up. GuMiho on the left flank. He can't really take it. He sees the army moving. He knows he's not looking, but GuMiho working both angles. Banda did not see this. The entire army's moving. GuMiho diving towards the main. And oh god, it's an absolute disaster. Oh my god. It's horrible. But the EMPs start to turn it around because EMP on Stalkers. But the Nexus is gone. Devastating damage done. The Nexus dies. The Stalkers die, but so do most of 4 medevacs. Point blank Rupture gets it. Wow. Even 1 medevac, 1.5 medevacs of units with EMP, suddenly deadly damage. EMP on the probes, slaughtering them. Oh, there goes one-shot probes with no shields. And he kills everything. There's 4 ghosts in the main. What's going on? The army's over here. Banda chasing. What? Banda's army is on the other side of the map. He's lost 22 probes. It's all coming apart. The ghosts are still going. Wait, there's Dark Templar. Meanwhile, this army overstayed its welcome. A disruptor shot blasts into some of the survivors. That is a very dead ghost. GuMiho loses everything on this side of the map, but he did way more damage than he ever deserved to. He kills a Nexus. He gets 26 probes. 3/4 of his drop did not make it to the beaches, but the rest were able to storm the front into the mineral line. And at the end of the day, GuMiho turns what looked to be utter failure into, I would argue, a resounding success. And he's gonna follow it up with nuclear missiles. He's got a couple more starports on the way. He's still got 190 supply. His economy is essentially untouched. Banda had so much production and already enough army on the field that GuMiho still can't really fight him without a critical mass of Liberators or a great engagement angle. With that many Ruptors, Archons, and Colossi, that is a thorny army to engage. You're not going to find a great spot against it. DT's speeding in the gravitic drive on the Prism. He's gonna spot the additional. He's got DT blink. Oh, we're going at it here. He gets out of the scan. That's so annoying. The Vendaya scan. The rest of the army's chasing to the left side. Okay, all right. He baited out 2 scans on those Dark Templar. Another set of rocks. Banda's army is still incredibly dangerous to deal with. A fusion core on the way, and that could be, honestly, with GuMiho? Maybe. I don't know. But here are the Raptors. Fires a shot. Good split. Follow-up shot. Not so good split. Another shot. Targeted down. Another shot. The commentary is getting less creative as time goes on, but GuMiho is getting more. He's coming in from the side. EMP across everything. One disruptor. That one misfired. The Colossi are softened up. The EMP's over everything. The army is crumbling. The Colossi with no shields. Everything else. The Archons evaporated. Banda down to 117 supply. GuMiho did lose a lot. He took a few punches directly to the face from those Ruptors, but it could have been worse. He didn't lose much economy. He kept all his bases intact, and now he's building 5 Liberators at a time. All right, it's time. Come on. GuMiho. GuMiho. Don't. Okay, well, we'll be back. It looks very cool. Everyone recovering from the emotional and physical damage that these Advanced Ballista! Oh, Liberator somehow evades. There's observers still in beautiful locations for Banda. He pretty much sees everything. That doesn't mean he can stop it. +2 ship weapons. Enough. +2 ship weapons, 2-shot stalkers. Your EMP, 1-shot stalkers. It's a huge upgrade. It is a key part of going for Liberators in the late game. Makes them otherwise 3 shots. The Liberators don't fire that fast. They just hit real hard. So Liberation is in hand here. The overlapping EMP lands. Shield battery overcharge working overtime. The Venn diagram of freedom from GuMiho. Good luck dealing with that. But Liberation is covering everything. He doesn't even need advanced ballistics right now. There's some DTs in the mix here. Meanwhile, Banda just trying to throw things into chaos as he wraps around and tries to get behind the Liberators. The shield battery no longer overcharged. It's now or never, really. He's gonna blink over to the side, trying to find an angle. Advanced ballistics is now done. He gets that extra Liberator range. Another fight. Fires off Ruptors. GuMiho scrambles. Well enough. Meanwhile, Nexus is down. What's left to defend over here? He's just got to give up the position. Banda's running out of places to mine from. He hasn't been able to do much counter damage either. 5 more Liberators. He's just replacing his bio army. Eventually, it's just going to be like 25 Liberator. More than... Oh, a juicy, succulent hit. Why did I say that? I don't... That it was worth it. Okay. As he slams into half a dozen Marauders and opens up the defenses on the left flank. And GuMiho just replacing it with Ghost Liberator for the most part, which, you know, is going to be quite effective. Zealots. He's trying not to hit his own Zealots, but also hit the Planetary Fortress. He will successfully take it out. GuMiho does not have that much mining. He kind of does. We're starting to run out of workers, but it's not really the workers so much as the mineral patches at some stage. Just a 2-flank battle. Neither player able to perfectly control both sides of the battle, and they seem to be seesawing on which one is winning. GuMiho keeps winning on the right flank, whereas Banda keeps pressing the left. There's still a Widow Mine here. The Disruptor realizes well after it got slammed by it. The army sprinting across, but Banda on both sides. GuMiho covers his flanks with the Advanced Ballistics Liberators. What a setup here. Banda's in an awkward spot. The Liberators are covering the attack, but the recoil forward! The Liberators are out of position because the army teleported to the front! Fires the shots! He has to get out! Oh, Banda outflanked at the last second. A beautiful recall. Oh my god. Oh, there's some cinematic gameplay here. The Liberators set up once again. That was the only card left to play for Banda. And he plays it. And suddenly GuMiho is bottled up with only really 1.5 mining bases. The income, do we at least have that one? We do. It's about even, as Banda is now mining again from the southern location. But I think, yeah, it's tilting heavily towards Banda now. They're both maxed out. Disruptor shot, center mass, targeted down, another shot. Dangerous to the Zealots as well. The Liberators are showing up to the party a little bit late. We'll pick off a few units on the tail end. A few DTs here, but inside of Zealot range. GuMiho stims. How many medevacs? He's got 5 medevacs. There's still a nuke in the bank here. He may have forgotten about that one. A Widow Mine blocking a base. A Dark Templar warping in at a solo pylon as a cannon builds, which kind of describes the state this game is in. Blink Stalkers, blunk forward, take out a Liberator, but like 15 more show up to replace it. He's got 10 of them. So enough to cover an entire screen pretty much. But they only face one way at a time. The advanced ballistics only increases the range you can siege up, not the actual radius. GuMiho going to the right side here. Banda woefully out of position. Still 20 seconds on recall. Oh no. Oh, somehow this keeps happening. This is like the 4th time this game that GuMiho's been able to press to this location. He's not going to have time to recall. EMP could knock out the energy anyways. You do not want to recall on that base. It's up, it's ready. But he warps in. Banda's going to scramble back. A few Zealots to buy some time. There aren't that many Liberators here. Oh no, there are Widow Mines. GuMiho cannot recall. A major flaw of the Terran. Oh, but he unsieges everything. But the Stalkers take so much damage. And not just from EMP, the Marauders slamming in disruptor shots. Everybody scrambling left, right, and center. GuMiho eating hits. GuMiho loses the battle, but GuMiho is actually still ahead on supply. The Widow Mines are still intact next to the Nexus. Did Banda even realize he does? Fires a shot. Knocks him out. Banda, he's been mining more for a while. GuMiho's army is incredibly effective, but he's not able to get it. He's almost down to just Ghosts and Liberators. He keeps losing his entire bio army. This is an incredibly expensive DT blink here, but it's gonna work. If he lost those, especially without killing the Nexus, but a disruptor shot chasing, not gonna 17 SCVs die. And GuMiho's bleeding. He's bleeding right now. The DT is opening him up, and I don't know if he can stop it. He no longer has the army to stop the Stalkers from blinking around and exploiting the weakness of the Liberators, which is wherever they're not basing. The DTs, where are you going? He recalls, which is definitely, it's a thing you can do. He recalls the DTs, he catches some of the reinforcements. Turrets are hitting a Colossus. 25 SCVs have died, and most of the rest are at the most vulnerable base. As, oh, Liberator tried to siege up, didn't work out. Banda now, we're starting to run out of minerals here. Oh, I don't know where that SCV was going, but sensor tower, but the Liberator, oh god. Does he have enough shields here? He's got +3 armor. Does that prevent the +2 from working? I'm not actually sure the math on that. Or in general. Just math in general. Is 2 Liberators. Almost in... I think he can find the sweet spot here, where you can't actually hit them without Stargate. But he doesn't go for it. He just goes to try to slaughter the probes. He's going to get a bunch of them. Oh, he's really got to get out of there. GuMiho, don't just sit there. GuMiho! No! Wait, Banda? No, Banda looking away too. Both sides. Dangerous armies. There's no disruptors. There's no disruptors. And without the disruptors, he can probably fight. He's going to look for a better arc here. Oh, God, those Liberators. It's not over yet. Disruptors, yeah, he has to build us. He's building a Stargate next to the base. Because, what are you doing, GuMiho? No, the F2! No! Oh, you can tell. They're stressed out here. Oh, here, I found the Ruptors. He's got to siege them up. but... Banda, he ate some EMPs. There's still some DTs over here. Like, the mining is still heavily in Banda's favor, but this army... Oh, big scam. Oh! But then he wonders his robo units it. The disruptor shot is devastating. I think it's too much. I'm reasonably sure it's too much. But he killed every robo bay unit. Every single one. The Colossi and the Ruptors all die. But GuMiho does not have enough left over after face tanking a Ruptor hit. There's still some Archons here, probably formerly known as DTs. He's going for the planetary. There's no reinforcements. He force fields the only place an Archon was, and apparently the planetary is enough to hold the line. And there's a Phoenix to eventually deal with this Liberator. Some DTs cutting off reinforcements. We're gonna see the classic scan into not having enough to kill the DTs. Not quite, but a long distance mining from this. We're 25 minutes in. It has been, and oh wow. He scans. He's like, nope, nope, and then suddenly it ends. GuMiho realizes there's nothing left. It's time. Like I said, I mean, sometimes when you get these slightly below the very best of the best pros, you don't always get the best games. But sometimes, like, Maru and Hero would not be sitting there F2ing their army in the corner struggling to set up Liberators. Alright, it'd be something way more boring. Whereas we see here, Banda and GuMiho just slugging each other. Very clearly stressing the multitasking of each player. Not that they're not amazing at it. It's just Microwing Ghost, Liberator, and Disruptor, Blink Stalker, Blink DT on multiple fronts. Something's gonna give. Banda takes game one, though it ended up seesawing in his direction, as GuMiho couldn't quite zone out the Liberators. Disruptors. We're on Data C. GuMiho with the double gas. I love that game. That was a great game. Chaos. The amount of times GuMiho was able to attack the right side, just slightly out of vision. But I think the real cinematic moment was when GuMiho had like a royal guard of Liberators covering his bio attack up the center, and Banda was zoned out on both sides, and GuMiho thought he was in the home stretch looking for the touchdown to score the goal points. And then the recall. On the 2-yard line, he's able to make the save. Oh. Yahtzee, you know? Wait, did he not see the probe? He saw the probe. It was in the... Oh my god. Oh yeah, raise the depots. That'll stop him. Oh, I think he saw it, but he wasn't quite in 8-click range. And he blocks the potential reactor. That is annoying. Oh, is he gonna sit back down? Well, I didn't want it there anyways. Yeah. No. Yeah, I wanted to build a wall with the depots. That was totally the plan from the start. 100%. I'm sure. For sure, GuMiho. I believe you. One Adept. So 2 Reapers can technically beat 1 Adept. There is one requirement, though, and GuMiho is not Beyond, so he does not meet that requirement. We got a Twilight. Looks like it's going to be Blink again, though who knows. There is no Reaper Wall, but there is a shield battery in the middle, and for a time, this was the meta. People were like, well, I literally blinked, and the Stalker popped out, and it scared me because I wasn't paying attention. It's like, where'd that Stalker come from? Blink hasn't even started yet. I think it kind of scared GuMiho, too. Gets out of there. Yeah, Clem needs a Nexus and a Reaper to counter an Adept. Fair point. Because technically, you could shoot... the Nexus is approximately 4 range, and a Reaper has 5, and an Adept has 4. Which means the Adept has to go around the Nexus, and the Reaper can shoot through on the very edge. Which is not the favorite Carnival game for Protoss players. Oh god. You know what this... But an even less favorite Carnival game is don't misclick your probes or they'll all die. It's called the Widowmine Trap. Run! But not in too weird of a direction. Well, I guess that's the best it can do, but wait. There's more. Up. There's still one Widowmine in there. He's pretending like it was just 2. There's still 1. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go hide in the corner now. Could stay there for the rest of the game. Until GuMiho presses F2 again. When you leave... What? I totally wanted you to get in so you could see how screwed you are, bro. So you could see my entire build, my stim timing, my reactor medevacs timing, and my tank timing. That's what I wanted. That was intentional. 100%. Planned from the start. A bunch of units hanging out behind Banda's base here. Loitering, which is illegal. These Terrans loitering behind our mineral lines. Maps are designed around Terran loitering. Like, the Liberator is the ultimate loiterer. It just sits there and murders your probes. It doesn't move. Like, that, the entire reason there's, like, this buffer zone behind the mineral line is so Liberators aren't literally broken, and they're just pretty annoying. That is, maps are designed around that. And look who's back! But wait! There's more! Oh no, he kind of screwed it up! Ah! Okay. Okay, it at the last second. Was he retargeting? Kind of. He loses that. But, Banda, everybody was so distracted. Here's GuMiho. Even though Banda knew this was coming, everybody was so distracted by that drop. It looks like the auto turrets came in too. Oh, that Nexus is dying real fast. Like, he's gonna try to save it. Yeah, that... Oh god, even the tank turns around. It's like, you know what? A little late. Will he be able to get the Immortal here? Stim is done in 4 seconds. But I don't know if... He's Stim's done. Oh, he hits the Stim! Oh no! He gets a Nexus and an Immortal. And he gets kind of out. Ooh, beautiful thing. So, I'm gonna call that a blinding and resounding success for GuMiho. Blinding success, despite the blind. Some fancy stutter steps, and, well, this is very bad for Banda. And look who's back. The Raven. Still loitering. So Banda has less probes and less bases, and his army is not great. He technically has a Templar Archives, but no Storm. He has Charge, Blink, and an Archon. It's not good. He has no upgrades versus +1. There are a bunch of Widow Mines. Does he have an armory? There is no armory. That's really the only saving grace here. Ah, not this time, you son of a... I got a 0 out of 5. Murdered my probes. And also, looks ugly. Okay, and also, it didn't include chopsticks with the order. I explicitly said. That's some real bad feedback right there. It was a feedback joke. That was the joke. That's the joke we were going for. Please like. Storm on the way. Liberator, ready to loiter. The storms are gonna have to be beautiful. And he's got 4 Templar in that prism. A conspicuous prism, especially after he already saw the Templar. Ghosts already. Loitering mode enabled. The probes have to leave until the stalkers are called in. The Raven is still intact, which means observers are not really on the table. Not that there's really any robo time to spare right now. The ghosts are an important part of the army. The thing is, Banda, well, it's Storm. It's gotta be Storm. Storm is... Oh, goodbye, Observer. Ooh. The Storms are everything. If this was Maru, I'd already say Banda probably should have moved on with the game. But it's not Maru. We saw last game. Most of the reason Banda was able to scrape it back ended up being GuMiho eating disruptor hits. So, by no means is it impossible that Storms turn the tides here. A Robo-Bay's on the way. GuMiho, I think he's thinking about a drop in the main. He's doing his best beyond cosplay here. But he's taking his sweet time about it. He's pre-splitting. Alright. Oh no. He's stacked up for him. Everything's softened up. One storm. There's a very conspicuous prism. Storms a few more marauders. Not ideal. Well, the anti-armor is the Dorito dusting. He's just... Banda isn't going to get much more supply here. Oh, that was a pretty big one. Nothing dies. The energy's starting to run low. There's a storm on the high ground. A ghost dies. This is a very slow-moving fight for what units. At some point, I think this is the point. Oh, incredible storms! Oh my god, Category 5 storms! But the Widowmines return fire! Oh, Banda! Taking terrible, terrible damage. The War Prism in a precarious position. I think the reinforcements are just too much. Down goes the Prism. Yes, the storms did a lot of damage. But the Widowmines did plenty. And there's still more than enough bio. He still has more than enough medevacs. He's about to have 2-2 upgrades. The Colossi aren't going to be enough to hold the line against that. And GuMiho eventually sets up a double drop, which will wait for its moment. But it doesn't really matter when. He's got a nuke on the way because that's his good luck charm. The last game he actually lost after getting a nuke and not firing it. It's not about firing the nuke, it's about having it, alright? That's just basic strategy. Well, slurps up the units after scanning, and then comes right the pump fake there. The amount of medevacs in a 3... Right now, GuMiho's kind of dividing and conquering his own units. He's dividing them into bite-sized pieces that Colossi can actually deal with. If he collapses on this army, it should be enough. But he's getting whittled down. The problem is, for Banda. No! Well, besides the fact that Colossi are ready to tiptoe down every little fake stair... The staircase of giants. That happens more often than you'd expect. Oh, fires some shots. GuMiho manages to dodge. Another Ruptor shows up, fires. And airball, but another one. Oh no. Couple Marauders. The first ones are cooling down. EMP looking good. The Colossus, shield battery overcharged. The Colossus came down the staircase! Oh no! Not again! In this time, it won't be going back up. Oh no. No, the disruptors are in front. He's trying to target. He gets 1, 2, 3. He gets all of them. It's a disaster. Banda now with no splash damage, and I'm not counting the Colossus. Disruptor misses the mark. GuMiho very scared of the Ruptors right up until he wasn't. And the... Okay. Wrap it up, put a bow on it. Merry Christmas. That's a win for GuMiho. The storms were not enough. The medevacs can weather them. The ghosts can wipe out the rest. And we're going to game 3. These two, I think, pretty evenly matched. I'm not sure, like, that was a very rough start for Banda. Well timed. The medevac drop, that's the strength of Widowmine drops. It's not how much damage they do, it's when they exist, the amount of attention that they drag away from important things. And what ended up happening was Banda was spending so long dealing with the medevac, he didn't notice that the tank army was hitting his Nexus. He just, like it was hitting it for 10, 15 seconds before anybody was paying attention to it, including GuMiho, who just kind of set up there. Speaking of GuMiho, that's that barracks is just nestled in there. It looks like it's part of the scenery. Yeah, the decider match. He breaks out the proxy racks. All right. If you insist. Reaper, right? He would have left space for a tech lab. I do like I like mixing in the concussive shell plays, but the Reaper's more reliable. Now, does he place a bunker? Whoop! He's pretending like he's not going to play. He scouted. Not bothering? Going home? Okay. Factory at home? Was he lying to himself? He's like, you know what? Actually... He's trying to dodge the probe. It's part of it. And away we go. Banda brings down one probe, like this bunker is in a vacuum and it wasn't going to have a Reaper. What did you think? Also, of course, he found the spot where the SCV can't even be hit. He builds a second pylon to keep that Reaper distracted, like a cat with a scratching post. There's another SCV. Why are there 2 SCVs? What? You just sent another SCV. Okay. He's like, 2 SCVs are twice as good as one. But yeah, but you didn't proxy to, you just sent it across the map. So this is how we're starting. I guess Banda was expecting this pylon to die. He was already going for it. He's starting the shield battery back there. Okay. The one SCV goes home. The other one also goes home. Is it already home? Or no, it died. Am I dumb? No, wait, it didn't die. Where is it? I'm blind, is what I am. Ow. Well, that was not the ideal Reaper micro. So what have we accomplished? 2 probes and a pylon. That felt like a bit more of a case of asking whether or not he could, rather than whether or not he should. It's not like... I don't think GuMiho's behind now, but I'm hard-pressed to say he's ahead. I'd put him on the lesser side of even. Yes, I don't care. If we were rounding. He's going to have 3 racks behind. This is shaping up into a similar style as he's gone for the last couple games. +1 attack. Infantry weapons. I like it. I like it. Banda is adapting. Banda's like, I've had enough. Just get RoboBay. Just get the RoboBay. It's been successful. Even in the last game, I think a little quicker RoboBay would have definitely helped. GuMiho was scared of DTs. Wow. That is an anti-DT turret right there. I think because Banda's been so passive. The thing is, Banda, his probe count's solid. His tech is solid. He hasn't really lost anything. I think he's becoming confident. The longer he holds on against GuMiho, the better chance he's going to have. Because last game, it was all the damage that GuMiho did early. And he's not going to have that opportunity this time around. So, just live and get splash damage. The Terrans nodding their head right now like, yep, that's the ticket. For us non-Marus out there. GuMiho picks up the barracks off the reactor, sits it right back down, says, you know what? I wasn't done with you. Realizing that 2 medevacs for 7 Marines is maybe a bit of overkill. Well, here we go. The Observer spotted this. He's going to try to work what he can. There's no blink yet. Oh, no! The beautiful Reaper nade! Oh, he bounced all the sentries. What a crazy nade. That actually opens up the defense there. Yeah, sentries are not really an open field unit. Now they're not in any unit because they're all dead. Banda very ambitious moving out there against any sort of army, really. Oh my, 3 tanks. Oh, he's not target firing the tanks. The Colossus is taking big hits. So are the Stalkers. Oh, there's a Zealot in there. It's a mess. It's a messy fight. Oh, he's gonna re-siege. Blinks forward. Tank on the Colossus. Oh, he gets up! Oh my god, everyone dies. Oh, what a huge pickoff. Banda really didn't need to lose that Colossus. He lost his sentries, he lost his Colossus, he lost several Stalkers. GuMiho did lose every unit as well. Okay, he lost every tank, he lost the Cyclone, he lost the Reapers. He can't easily replace that either. He didn't have his 5 racks production up. He's just now getting medevacs. He's now building a reactor on the factory, which, he's got 1 NG bay, but he's adding the armory and NG bay. So I think it's time to everybody to chill out for a bit. GuMiho said, no! I've got 4 medevacs and 2.5 medevacs of units. So I'm going. I think, actually, that's more like 2 medevacs. But they no longer are really capable of hitting each other. So we're going to have a few moments of cooling down here. Double Forge. That's filling in... Oh, wow. GuMiho's already on 2-2. I was going to say that's filling in one of the major weaknesses GuMiho's had throughout this series, which is the lack of upgrades. But he's still going to be behind. Just not 4 upgrades. It's not going to be that bad. No 4th yet for Banda or GuMiho. They're both upping the production. Banda's going to be going up to 8 or so gates. Wow, a full stim. Drops a Widow Mine in on the 4th. We got Ghosts and we got Enhanced Shockwaves coming up. Meanwhile, Banda has his gateways in the main. He's just got 20 supply of gateway units as well. Knowing his weakness. Observer moves, sees the turret. What is this? What is this army? He's got a couple Marauders, 4 Marines, 4 supply of... I'm just here. Wherever I go, I hear stims. I'm not crazy. It's just GuMiho is. So that gave away a very obvious observer, I think. Or something. Like, oh, Widowmine hits, but... Yeah, oh, where is the observer? GuMiho's like, what? How did you know? I think he just timed it. From this one over here. That scan doesn't hit anything. Like, GuMiho's very much wondering how he knew. Huh. 150 to 60. We're now getting to the point they can't help but fight. As the 4th bases come up, the armies max out, the upgrades fill in. The tension. Another... Remember the first hallucinated prism? That was the most effective hallucination I've seen. It didn't really end up mattering, but the amount GuMiho tried to counter it was insane. Ooh, that's quite an opening salvo. Kills like 3 ghosts, 2 ghosts, and some marauders. 3rd ghost goes down. Parting EMP there, but patrolling probe. GuMiho trying to set up a 2-front attack. Banda understands the situation, I'm sure. In fact, the observer already 2 scans, 0. That's actually 3 scans on this side of the map. He has yet to kill the observer that has spotted all this. That observer has been many times over worth it now. The observer's the real MVPs for Banda, but here comes the army. EMP softens up the cannons. Oh. Double EMP on everything. He finds it, finally. 4th scan. Zealot working in. Heading the pylon to the north here. Chew Toy Depot serving its purpose. Few char slots sprinting into the siege tank. Army fighting. EMPs. Charizard's gonna get chased down here. They got 2-1 now. +2 armor, +2 weapons now finishing up. Oh, wow. 7 Ruptors. That is about the number where you have a Ruptor always off cooldown if you just stagger every shot. Which I doubt will happen, but... There's not much bridge that can't be hit with the Disruptor, so GuMiho's gonna have to find a better angle. Does he have any Liberators? 0 Liberators. 0 Starport units outside of Medivacs. So he's gonna be fighting this on the ground, which is dangerous territory. Now here we go, Blanc's in. EMP washes over. Disruptors lead the charge. SCVs bear the brunt. The boys are pulled. Oh, fires a shot. Fadeaway shots, but the bio from the right flank gets a few targets. Juicy hit on the center mass. The fadeaway shots are looking pretty good. How many more does he have? He's out of shots somehow. The Colossi aren't there. He cooled down one. He's trying to target. He gets it. The other two in front. Colossi doing terrible, terrible damage. But the Protoss army evaporates. The small Marauder flank. But another shot. He only gets a ghost or two. I say only, but that's still a lot of damage. Down goes the Colossus. Oh, a bloody battle. Devastating to both sides. But I think GuMiho actually ends up the loser in it. In the long run, not the short run, but in the long run, because he lost so many SCVs. But in the short run, Banda has lost all of his Raptors, his Colossi, essentially everything outside of Stalker Zealot. So Banda needs to consolidate, pull it together, and live until he can rebuild. Because he has a significant income lead. Snipes on the Zealots. Cutting out the reinforcements, though he doesn't really care about the loss of the minerals. Obviously, you don't want to lose too many units for free. Observer spots that Disruptor, going to be looking for something juicy. Double Ruptor. Oh god, Stalkers cannot fight. The Marauders look at the Stalkers and half of them keel over. Come on, like... trying to blink micro around. Gumi has a 50 supply. A warp in to help, but... and it's army supply. It's double the army supply. He's got 24 Marauders. GuMiho is in position. He just needs to capitalize on this. He doesn't have any Liberators. He's letting Banda rebuild. I don't think he realizes how much of a better army he has right now. He thinks he has Banda contained, but the thing is, he lost all those SCVs. Banda's rebuilding. He's gonna catch up. Right now, GuMiho, he's filling out his army, but he's not filling it out with Liberators. He's building more bio into someone who's building double Ruptor. He got a good fight. Is Banda gonna let that happen again? It keeps happening. He keeps finding fights where the Ruptors don't quite land, but... the army supply is still heavily in favor of GuMiho. Recall is off cooldown. There's no ghost with this. He can't defend. He's trying to... it's already too late. The shield battery overcharge, not enough. Zealots in the natural. Actually dealing with it. There were ghosts in a bunker. I don't know. The Zealots are going to evaporate. The army is way too much damage. The bio ball is too strong. He didn't split the Ruptors. Banda loses a base. Where's the army? The army was chasing into the natural. That means two bases are vulnerable. It's just Ruptors. Pulling the boys doesn't do much here. One shot. Oh no. Oh, he walks into it! Oh my god, massive hit. But are the fadeaway shots there? The EMPs. Banda's getting chased. There's another Terran army out there. GuMiho eats a hit. Another army. He's getting... they're collapsing. One Disruptor. He's lost 9 Disruptors this game, but he still has 8 on the field. The recall out. Probably the right choice. He now has... GuMiho's entire army is facing one direction. GuMiho accidentally picked up his units in the medevacs, or intentionally. Either way, it's making it that much harder. Disruptor shots. He splits. Actually kind of dodges that one. This one not so much. Leans into it. Another shot. Just continued broadsides. Another shot. He dodges, but guess what? They're DTs and Zealots. GuMiho's economy. It was already tenuous. It's now terrible. Another shot around the side. GuMiho struggling to micro. Wait, that Disruptor. Wait, what happened? Did he shoot himself? Was that the Widow Mine? I can't tell. Devastating damage again. Banda's army supply is half that of GuMiho, but GuMiho has 10 medevacs. Banda helping him out. And I don't know where the Marauders are going. There's 23 SCVs left. GuMiho has the army, but he can't find a fight. The Disruptor's leading the charge. He's firing shots. He's trying to target big hit center mass. Another massive connection. But he chases it down, and GuMiho has enough surviving units to continue the assault. It's still enough army supply to be dangerous. Another warping of zealots. GuMiho keeps eating the hits, but he still has a better army. An army that can pretty easily beat someone that only has gateway units. You need the Ruptors. He's standing his ground. The EMPs, but here come big DTs. He doesn't teleport, but he flies away. The reinforcements. He's losing so much. GuMiho. How long is that gonna save him for? He actually gets out. Where are the Ruptors? Without the Ruptors, Banda doesn't have the army to fight this. The bio units are just too good. The DT is revealed and taken out. He blinks away. Charge lots can't blink. There's only one Ruptor reinforcing. A second one joins it. Dangerous, deadly, but he can deal with it. Looking for a shot. He's flirting with the idea. Fires it. You don't want to be premature with those Ruptors. You only have a couple left. He's trying to bait out the hit. Banda has a few more on the back. He runs away. There's no more Ruptors. Charlotte's warping in, but the front line is covered by Terran. Meanwhile, counterattack, shut down, planetary in position. Shield battery overcharge helping, but the damage output of the Terran army is too damn high. Disruptors cooled down. GuMiho, you can see how stressed out he is right now. It's one game for either side. There's 10 medevacs and he still can't heal. Huge counterattack. Banda had doubled the supply. How is it not over? Because GuMiho's army is larger right now. He blinks over the top of the depots. The wall won't stop him. He has to fly back to his main. But is there going to even be a home to go back to? The DTs are eviscerating the production. The orbitals are being sliced to pieces. EMP on the deets. Doesn't even have a scan. He doesn't even have a scan on the ground. It doesn't matter. EMP. He gets some of the army. Another orbital going to be blunked on. The army supply now in favor of Banda. GuMiho just can't scramble enough. The disruptors have taken meaty chunks, and it might be too much at the end of the day. Oh no. GuMiho he was never able to bring the army to bear. And now he only has one left with almost no economy. Banda's 2,000, he's got 20 zealots of income lead. He can build Colossi. He can build charge knots. He has mineral patches, which makes him almost unique in this game. Oh, GuMiho. He's trying to fight, but at this point, the gateway army is now too much. Banda has stabilized. Barely. But GuMiho could not quite knock him off. Their orbitals just flying all over the place. You gotta keep looking at the army value. The army supply and value are just... It's still pretty... Are there even any EMPs here? I think... Yeah, he has them. GuMiho busy eating a disruptor hit or something along those lines. There's still... How many Ruptors? 4 Ruptors. Which is approximately 4 too many. Banda trickles in some zealots. Third of GuMiho's economy. Gonna be sliced up. He's headed the other way. At some point, he's gonna run out of detection for Dark Templar. This is spotted. There is a potential. He recalls the brunt of the army, but GuMiho, wait, 2 warp prisms on the way. In a very Terran fashion, GuMiho is down 200 to 100 supply. But with ghosts and 3-3 bio, the EMP is his own ghost, but it ain't quite over yet. It's not impossible for the Terran army to win this fight. As long as no disruptors hit and he has a perfect concave. Which is, it's been hectic, but not that hectic. Oh my god, another valley. There's still 1 or 2 disruptors off cooldown. Down goes the orbital. He's microing against the... There's not even any DTs. He's seeing DTs everywhere, even where they aren't. The medevac count is being whittled down. GuMiho's being whittled down. A planetary could help. Shot fired. Connects with the planetary. The other one too far. I don't know. Where do you go, GuMiho? Where are you going? He doesn't know where he's going. Blinks into the planetary. A shot is fired. Clips ghosts. The charge slots. GG! It's over. Banda lands the knockout. GuMiho just could not contend. You need the liberate. You need something. Oh, Banda closes a near double, like nearly 100 supply gap. Army supply gap, rather. Well, economy does a lot. And hopefully you help the economy, the algorithm, by smashing that like button. And check out this. We always put the video in the corner so people click on it. And we try to say it as quick as possible so they don't click off immediately. But we sometimes fail, so check it out. I hope I made your day a little bit better. What a roller coaster. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.